Welcome back to Tools and Track. In our typical style, we are going to do a complete and utter diversion from what we're meant to be doing. Today, we're stripping down a Chevy V8, because we are. Alright, Smiler.
Alright.
This is one of our Patreons, Ben, and this is a Chevy V8 for a reason. I don't even know what the reason is. This is the definition of a barn find. What we're going to do here is try and work out if this has got any life in it whatsoever. And as we've already discovered, whilst it does turn, do you want to prove it turning? I think it's literally the same.
No, it's a 16.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, alright. So first thing to check on any old engine that you've got no idea the history of is to spin it round. See, it moves. That's literally as good as you need to go. But for some reason, whoa! It may have some water in it. As you can see, there's rust in the top, suggesting there may have been some water ingress. So, next step, when doing fantastically professional engine builds, we're going to take the heads off and see what nick the bores are in. Because if there's been water in it, there's only one place it's going to have gone. Nice. Looks like dog sick. Will we clean it up?
See if you just squint really hard. Looks really nice.
So your opinion so far is table?
Table or anchor.
Or anchor. So I mean, looking at it, this is kind of the worst one. There's just a wee bit of a witness mark where it's been stood up, but it's still smooth. It's just a wee bit of a roughness, which the rings would probably take out. There's no gouging. Bores are slightly polished, but that's about it. I reckon she'd fight another day. I mean, you're not going to go to town in a 5-litre V8, so it's no problem. Next.
Up in its side, have a laugh with the sump pop.
So since we've put it up on its side, I think we've found why this engine was in the bin. That could be a problem. Oh, right, okay. Let's get a chisel out. That's not paint. That's a big old chunk of fail.
It's gone, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, bit of water. Oh. Crisp.
So, prognosis?
It's good.
Aye, it's pretty much good. The block is completely dead. There's no point in even attempting to say that, especially in 5.0 flavour. We might do some taking the crank out with the pistons, stick them in eBay. Same for the heads. Somebody might be able to use them. Sump those, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Awkward. If at first you don't succeed, change the plan completely. So you're probably wondering what all this has been about. Getting a V8, assessing it's absolutely pumped, taking a V8 away, and now I'm sitting in this. Well, we'll get to this in a minute, but the V8 was basically found. It was a warranty failure, and we later discovered had a big cracked block, so it was only worth anything in parts. So as a result, we have addressed it accordingly by getting rid of it. We've traded it. What have we traded it for? This. We are going to do, well, not rags to riches, let's not say that, but there's a plan here, and that plan is to work our way up to something. So stage one, we have swapped something for something better. Well, better's a stretch. Look at it, it's amazing. A big red slab of win. This guy is the 940 2.3 turbo. It does have one or two issues obviously that we're going to have to deal with because it was a swap for that V8 that does nothing. So we're going to try and flip this and make a wee bit of coin on it. So what does it need? Well, let's get into it. Boy, if you thought these things were square on the outside, I think the steering wheel's the only circular thing inside as well. Right, so what does it need? Well, as you probably gathered from the outside, a damn good wash. And I don't just mean like a bit of a scrub. There is decades of filth in this thing. So we'll need to do a proper detailing session outside. But unfortunately the story doesn't stop there. The steering wheel has issues. I don't know why, but it seems to bind up when we're turning corners. So we'll need to have a look at that. Similarly, when it's hot, it doesn't like to start. Now don't worry, that's not going to be a major diagnosis issue. It's just the starter motor doesn't engage. You hear it kick, fire, nothing happens, and then it goes whee! So we'll strip that out. I'm hoping because of the age of the car, which is 145,000 antique roadshow miles, it probably just needs a wee bit of a decarbon session. So we'll get a look at that. What else? 2 new tyres. It's got a massive blown exhaust somewhere. We'll need to have a look at that too. And this, head unit. That's really just to make it saleable. Other than that, hopefully we'll get it in the ramp. We won't find any other major issues. So let's get it washed first. That probably needs a back box. It's relatively rust free, what do you say? Some further patches which seem suitable. Again, not significant amounts of rust. That's the engine because it's red, that's how you know. This wouldn't take much to bring back to life. So that's the starter motor removed. We've had it sent away for an overhaul because giving it a shake, there's far too much play. I suspect that's been why it's been not engaging too right, because there's a wee bit too much wobble in it. Right enough, as soon as we sent it off for an overhaul, the company that we did it with did say it needed one. So that's now back. We're going to throw it back in, get it back on the ground, and then we'll have a look at this steering rack. Then it's time for some sounds. Steering rack was an easy fix. Spray grease. I wish every car was as simple to repair as this. Are you listening, TVR? That just leaves us with one thing left. Music! What do you reckon? Suitable attire for a station wagon? It's windy as f***, but that's the car done. So let's go inside and explain what all of this has been about. So why am I dressed like the Nook of the North, and why have we just bought a Volvo? Well, we didn't buy a Volvo. So the whole of this expedition has been pretty much zero investment to see how far we can put it. So the engine, that we found lying in a yard, it was pretty much scrap. We took it in, stripped it down, found it was definitely scrap. Off the back of that though, we were able to sell most of the components in it. I say sell, we swapped them for a non-MOT'd bag of bolts that is that Volvo. Then, using the adage of polishing value into something on it, we got it through its MOT, cleaned it up, tatted it up, and now it's up for sale. In the next episode, depending on what we sell it on for, we're going to buy something. That something is basically going to have cost us nothing. Tune in next time to see what I'm talking about. If you just found this and it's interesting, there is plenty more content. Have a look at our previous. I know this is something new, so, you know, welcome. If you've been with us already, cheers for the support. Bear with us, this will make sense soon, I promise. And we'll catch you next time. Cheers, guys.
Let's get that. I'm going to push it down. £1.50. It's a pound in the pound shop. And you get the yellow stuff, it's good for alloy wheels.
So yeah,